Hello, my friends, it's Dani, and today we're going to chat about some simple tips to help you feel healthy and vibrant and aligned with your personal health, wellness, and weight goals throughout the holiday season. We are well into November now, which means we're officially in the holiday season. And oftentimes this time of the year, it's very easy to just let go of your personal goals, right? Life gets busy, it gets full, it gets a little chaotic, perhaps a little hectic. And it's very common for people to put their personal health goals on the back burner, kind of telling ourselves that we'll come back to them in January. So I want to chat about some simple strategies to help you feel aligned in a realistic, doable way throughout the holiday season so that come January, you don't feel like you're starting from scratch. And as usual, we're not just going to talk about food because oftentimes we need to zoom out and take a bigger picture perspective of our health, wellness, and weight loss goals, especially when we're going through busier times in life. So that's what we're going to do today. But before I jump in, if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. If you are somebody who wants to have a bigger, deeper, more soulful conversation about health, wellness, and weight goals, this is the place to do it. So subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and this way you will never miss a new video. So the very first tip I have to help you create a healthy holiday season for yourself is to spend a little bit of time each day journaling. Yes, I am a huge fan of journaling. And really, to me, what journaling represents is taking a little bit of time in your day to sit quietly with yourself and get clear on what feels important to you, right? Otherwise, especially this time of the year, it's very easy to get pulled around by the day, right? I know you all have busy schedules. You may have families, work, jobs, school, you name it. So stack that on top of the holidays, and it can feel very easy to just get pulled around by all of your responsibilities and all the things that you need to do. So I want you to really take some time. For me, this is always first thing in the morning. Get up before the rest of the house is up. I make a cup of coffee, I light a candle, and I just do some very simple journaling exercises. And if you're new to journaling, you might want to use these strategies yourself because it gives you a really tangible place to start, really something to work with. So the first thing I like to do is to write down one thing I'm grateful for and 5 reasons I'm grateful for it. The reason I do this, rather than just writing a whole bunch of things that I'm grateful for, is that when you think of one thing you're grateful for and you take the time to really connect to why you're grateful for it, it helps to actually shift you into the emotional state of gratitude. And that's what we're going for here, right? You don't want to just sit down and start writing a bunch of lists but have no emotional connection to them. You want to really feel that emotional state of gratitude, right? That's the way we want to start the day. So think of one thing that you're grateful for and really challenge yourself to come up with 5 reasons that you feel grateful for that thing. Now, sometimes what comes to mind here is a thought on how I would like to approach the day, right? So how I would like to feel as I move throughout my day. And other times what comes to mind are actually like clear actions that I want to get done in that day. I share that with you because what I want you to really get is that there's no right or wrong way to do this. You just want to ask yourself, what for me would make today feel like a great day, right? Again, this is so much of this is just getting clarity for ourselves on what feels important to us. And then the third part of this morning journal exercise is to simply ask myself, what's now and what's next? Asking this simple question helps my brain really focus in on what the priorities are for this day. Right? What do I need to focus on now? What needs to happen today? What would I like to happen today? And what's the next step that needs to take place in order to put that into action? This really helps just kind of block out any type of overwhelm, block out all of the busy steps that don't necessarily need to be a priority in the day, and just helps you get really clear on what feels important, what feels good, and what feels real and true for you that needs your attention for this day. And again, these are very simple exercises, but the more full, the busier your life is, the more important it is that you feel clear on what is important to you. So especially during the holiday season, taking this 5 to 10 minutes to create that clarity for yourself can make or break the type of day you're going to have. The second simple but very effective tip I want you to think about and practice throughout the holiday season is to move your body. Now, I do not personally think that using exercise as a tool to lose weight is an effective thought process for everybody. You don't want to think of your exercise or your movement as a transactional relationship unless that really lights you up, right? You don't want to think to yourself, I'm only going to exercise if I see this result. I'm only going to move my body if the scale goes down or if whatever it is you're wanting to happen happens, right? We have to remember that our bodies are designed to move. They want to move. When we move, we feel good, right? We get that energy flowing. We get those good feeling hormones moving through our bodies. It's a positive experience. So you really want to think to yourself, how can I get some movement throughout my day? And how can I prioritize that for myself? Because we have to remember that the better we feel, the better we feel. And the better we feel, the easier it is to make choices and to make decisions that align with feeling good. You may have heard me say this before, but it's very difficult to take a positive action from a negative emotional state. And if you're feeling down, if you're feeling blue, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling any of these more negative emotional states, moving your body can really help to shift that energy. It can move the energy through your body and it can help you to feel a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter, a little bit better. And that's the name of the game, right? Feeling good, feeling better. So let this be easy. Think of something that you enjoy. Think of a movement that you are drawn to or that sounds good to you. It could be as simple as just walking outside and getting fresh air. For some people, this could mean really investing in a warm jacket or a warm hat or a warm shoe, right? That makes you more comfortable getting out in the cold weather. For other people, it can mean Googling through some YouTube videos and finding a 10-minute stretch routine for when you get out of bed in the morning, or some type of yoga or some type of workout that you could do right in your house that only takes 10 or 15 minutes. Remember, this doesn't have to be an all or nothing activity. It's just about moving the body. It's about getting that energy moving through your body and helping yourself to feel good and to feel light and to feel bright throughout the holiday season. My third simple tip to maintain a healthy, vibrant holiday season, and remember, so much of these tips, they're all about getting to January with some momentum, feeling good when the new year starts, right? And not thinking that we've got to start from scratch come January. So the third tip is to continue cooking some homemade meals throughout the holiday season. Meals that really work for you, that make you feel good, that nourish you from the inside out. Because this time of the year, it's very easy to slip into that all or nothing thinking. It's very easy to just order in or to eat at all the parties that we're going to, and then we come home and we're in a little bit of that momentum, and then maybe we're not making foods that are really aligned with our long-term goals. So instead of doing that, try to maintain a little bit of balance throughout the holiday season and remind yourself that every decision matters, right? Every little thing does matter and it does count. And one environment that we really get to maintain control of is our home environment. So when you're home, try to maintain some type of rhythm and still continue to make some home cooked meals. And you can keep this very simple. I know for myself during the holidays, I really like doing things like one pot big meals, like chilies, a vegetarian chili, a turkey chili. I like doing overnight oats in the morning or a breakfast sandwich that I can put in the freezer. Maybe make a big salad or put something in the slow cooker in the morning that you can count on and come to throughout the day. And I will, of course, link all of these recipes for you down in the description box below, because I've got plenty of them. You can check out my other YouTube channel, Clean and Delicious, or you can check out my cookbook, my Clean and Delicious cookbook. I will link all of that for you down below if you need a little bit of inspiration with home cooked meals. But remember that feeling good is the name of the game. I think for so many people, what happens is when we roll into the holiday season and we're having the treats and we're eating out and we're a little bit off of our rhythm and our routine, as we start to feel heavier or more lethargic, we tend to then continue to choose foods that don't feel great in our bodies, right? We're interesting like that. We tend to eat foods that match our energetic state. So by making healthy, nourishing meals at home, you create a little bit of balance throughout the holidays, right? When you go to the party, you kind of pick the things you love and you enjoy, and when you come home, you know you can come back to that homeostasis, come back to the meals that really nourish you from the inside out. Tip number 4, and this is really a big one, and that is permission to feel all the feels. The holidays can bring up a lot of different things for people, right? For some people, it's food stuff. For some people, it's body stuff. For some people, it's family stuff. For some people, it's relationship stuff. For some people, it's, overcommitment stuff. There's so many different emotional states that we can be experiencing throughout the holiday season, specifically overwhelm, sometimes it's frustration, sometimes it's resentment, right? Yes, there's a lot of positive experiences that can come with the holidays, but for many people, there's a lot of negative emotional states that can come with the holidays. And I want you to give yourself permission to feel whatever is coming up for you, because it's very easy to want to check out and just fall back into old patterns throughout the holidays. But it's important that we pause and we allow ourselves to notice what is coming up for ourselves, to feel what is coming up for ourselves, so that we can really deal with whatever is there and heal it. Feel, deal, heal, right? Have you ever heard that expression before? I like that little mantra. Feel, deal, heal. Because especially during the holidays, it can be very tempting to just turn to the cookies or turn to the wine as a way to not have to deal with or experience any challenging emotions that are coming up for you. But as we know, both of those are truly just temporary fixes that are going to leave you still with the underlying emotional feeling, now layered with the guilt and the shame of either eating too much or drinking too much, and it doesn't really solve anything in the long run. So I want you to allow yourself to just notice whatever is coming up throughout the holidays. And this again is where journaling can be really helpful, because really what we're looking for is just an opportunity to pause and to acknowledge ourselves and to acknowledge what we're experiencing. Sometimes negative emotions, they have a message for us. They're trying to deliver some wisdom for us, some information for us. Like, hey, maybe you need to set a boundary here. Or, hey, maybe we're not going to do that thing this year. Or, hey, maybe we are going to put this habit or this practice into effect this year, whatever it is. But if we're constantly dodging our emotions and judging ourselves for having them, then we never get the opportunity to learn about what they're trying to communicate with us. We never have the opportunity to really know what we are needing the most. So full permission to feel the feels and to allow yourself to hear, see, and understand what your emotions are trying to communicate to you. And my 5th and final tip to help you have a healthy, vibrant, enjoyable holiday season is to remember that the holidays are to be enjoyed. They're supposed to be celebratory, right? So I want you to think about this from multiple different angles. The first one being, what do you actually want to do? And what would you like your holiday season to look like? It's so common and so easy to just fall back to what we've done before or what we know, even when we don't like those patterns or those rituals, those traditions. So I want to encourage you to really take some time to ask yourself, what would it look like if I were going to do the holiday seasons in a way that I really enjoyed? And then think that through for yourself. Also, take some time to remind yourself that the holiday seasons are usually a little bit more chaotic. They're usually a little more layered. They're busy. There's a lot going on. And instead of pushing against that, instead of wishing it were different, just let it be a little bit messy. Let it be a little more busy, right? I find that the more I allow things to be what they are without thinking I should be more organized, or it shouldn't be this hard, or it shouldn't be this busy, the more able I am to enjoy it all. It's almost like you can just laugh at the layers and the layers of it all, rather than telling yourself it's all supposed to look the way it looks on Pinterest or on Instagram, right? Let it be a little bit messy and find the joy in the middle of that mess, because sometimes that's exactly where the most joyful, fulfilling moments live. And the third part of this last tip that I also want to offer is when you are making decisions about celebrations and enjoyment, specifically when it comes to food and drink throughout the holiday season, pause and ask yourself, is this a decision being fueled by a desire to escape? Or is this a decision being fueled by a true desire to celebrate and enjoy? It is very easy throughout the holiday season to feel stressed or to feel overwhelmed, and then to turn to the cookies or to turn to the wine and say, oh, it's the holidays, it's the holidays, ho, 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 it's the holidays, and to use that as a reason to overindulge. But the truth is that that is not a celebration, and that is not enjoyable, right? And I want you to think about your future self in this situation. I want you to think about your 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks from now self, your January 1st self, and how she's going to feel if you check out and use food and drink to escape throughout the holiday season, and then label it enjoyment, because that's truly not enjoyment. That is a little bit of a desire to escape. And instead of doing that, we want to go back to the prior tip and really allow ourselves to acknowledge and feel whatever's happening rather than trying to sidestep it. Now, on the flip side of that, I also want you to acknowledge when there is something that truly does feel like a celebration and you really do want to enjoy it. So if you're out with your friends and and you would love to enjoy a glass of wine and you're enjoying the conversation and that is a decision that you want to do, permission to do that. Or if you're at your relative's house and one of your favorite aunts makes your favorite apple pie and that's something you want to eat and enjoy, again, permission to do that. Because when we are trying to control it all and tell ourselves that we're supposed to be perfect throughout the holidays, but then we're still eating the things or drinking the things, and then we're judging ourselves for drinking the things, we don't really get to receive the celebration and the joy and the pleasure that that food has to offer. So remember that if you are making a decision that is being fueled by a desire to celebrate with the people around you, feast with the people around you, your only job to do is to receive the pleasure that that food or drink has to offer, okay? So we're leaving the perfectionist at the back door, and we're giving ourselves permission to also enjoy and celebrate throughout the holiday season. We just want to make sure that those little bites of celebration are being fueled by a true desire to celebrate and enjoy, and not by a desire to check out or escape. So those are 5 simple but effective tips that I have found can really help me throughout the holidays to feel like I'm having a healthy, enjoyable holiday season, and not one that is dragging me around where I feel like I'm completely disconnected and I'm going to get back to myself in January. But I, of course, would love to hear what your tips are as well. What strategies, tools do you lean on throughout the holidays to stay grounded, to stay connected, to stay mindful, and to really enjoy this season without feeling like the season is dragging you around and you're going to just get back to you on January 1st. So do me a favor, come down to the comments below and share, because I absolutely love when I get to learn from you, just like you get to learn from me. We all get to learn together, because this little thing we call life tends to be a journey of learning, and it's just more fun when you can do it with other people. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video, and I will see you back here next week with some more food for thought.